Hi, this is Tina Wissen from P-Town Subby showing you a quick tutorial on how to prepare a label blank. Label blank being an example of, this is a sheet of the treble cloth that I have here photoed on the computer using the online labels, the OL9805WJ, which is the weatherproof for matte inkjet printer. First off, most times you get a file, it's not going to be the exact dimension that you're looking for, and depending on the type of pen that you are making, it's going to vary on the size that you need. If you go to our website and look at the label sizing template page, it's ptownsubby.com/products/label-sizing-templates. Fred lists all of the various sizes depending on the pen kit that you want. And since we're going to be doing a Sierra for this example, I'm going to be using the Sierra template as well as the Sierra dimensions. So 2.25 by 1.33 is my goal. That's what I want each individual label that I had here. You see the light outline, that's the dimension that it's going to be. But like I said, of course, the image that you start with normally isn't the size that you need, so you have to do some photo manipulation, either using Photoshop, or if you want to go to gimp.org and download your free version of the program that they have available. I'm more comfortable with Photoshop, but a lot of the tools are very similar, and I'm sure you can figure out GIMP just as quickly. You would just need to have some time to learn the what all these different icons do. So here it is in Photoshop. The original file is a lot larger than I needed. It's just to show you. It's currently 624 pixels square, which is over 8.5 inches square. So I don't need it that large. So the first thing I'm going to do is focus on what's called the canvas. The canvas is this white space that's around the image that I'm trying to create. I want my canvas size so that I have white space on each side, but not quite this much. So I have to proportionately make it the way I want it. So I'm going to work on downsizing it first. So I'm going to be using my crop tool. That's on my toolbar. It's the fifth one down, looks like a square. And what I do is I get the proportion of white space that I want on each side of the image that I'm going to be using. Preferably having the image centered. It's kind of like a 2/3 rule. You want to have the image in the middle 2/3 of the picture with some white space on each side. So after I crop it, it's going to be the dimension proportion that I want. But of course it's still not the right size. So then I go in and I have to go to Image Size under the Image tab, and I'm going to have to make it the width that I want it to be. So I always start with the width because that's the more critical dimension. So I make that the 1.33, and because I didn't have the constraint on, it didn't automatically do it. But as you see, when the constraint is on, it automatically makes it to scale, and it's going to be a little bit short, so we're going to have to add some white space. But after I get the critical width, I can always adjust. So now I have the width that I need. I have to go back into the canvas size tool, and I have to add and make my height be this height that I want, the 2.25. Now sometimes, as you saw, it will round it to the nearest thousandth, and I don't want that. So I want it to be exactly 1.33, so I took that off. And as you see, the end dimensions is 96 pixels by 162 pixels. That is the more accurate dimension to go by than by these inches. So now that I'm done, all I have to do is save it where I want to save it, put it on the computer, and then when I go into, this is the sheet that I had started before, but what I'll do is I'll start a new file, a new blank document. All I have to do is go in and insert picture, and I go to where the picture is that I wanted to use. That's what I called it. And now I have one. Now to get the border that I want, you have to go into Picture Border. I usually use one of the lighter gray colors that they have available. And then I also make it into a dash because I don't want it to be a solid line. So now I have one image. All I have to do is select it, Control C or right click to copy, and then start pasting. Control V or paste. You can do it as many pages as you want, as many borders as you want. Now to show you something, see how this has got the normal margins on it, but if I go into Page Layout and Margins, I can change it to narrow margins and I can fit more. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to create the rest of the page. Like I said, for a Sierra size tube, it can fit up to 20 basic labels, no matter what the picture is, because it goes by the dimension, not the picture. Now the last thing you do is you select all, and then you have to go to the Home tab and center the image. That way you don't have a problem. Or you can go into individual pictures and then go into Format, but that's a little bit more complicated, so I don't think you need to do that. Depending on how much you know of Word will depend on how you do it. So now here's your full page of labels, and then you just go back, and like I said, you want to have it on the online weatherproof matte label. That's your best option for casting with the Lumelight. If you want to cast with anything else, for instance polyester resin, these labels don't work as well. Most people find they have to clear coat it with Krylon or something else to seal it before they cast, but that's a different story. So this is just to get you started on the label, and hopefully that answers all the questions that you had. If not, let me know. Thanks. Have a good day.